Welcome to the Raventape Drive-in. I'm your host, Mr. Raventape, and tonight's game is, of course, Deus Ex Human Revolution. So, into this today... I can't speak today. So in this episode today, I'm going to be doing a bit of a cleanup, which is, I think we got a couple side missions left, and then maybe a main mission involved in the middle. I'm just checking what's active and what's not active at the moment. This is in the dark. Alright, so my idea thing is to mainly possibly do the espionage part of it, the Cloak and Daggers missions, if I can get away with them. So this is Dero, if I remember correctly. This is the people who are against augmentations altogether.
You're wrong, man. That's all I gotta say. You're just wrong.
Turn around, Hawk. This doesn't concern you.
Well, you saw me, but he just didn't do anything about it, so I guess I'm not officially in their turf. But I think once I cross into here,
Jensen,
How can I help you, Francis?
I'm in their turf.
you know why I'm contacting you.
The transmission that's making a mockery of your security efforts?
It's keeping a back door open into our network. None of us are secure unless you find the antenna that's sending it and shut it down.
For you, anything.
Alright, that's one out. We're going to try and keep this quiet. Like, I'll admit now that one of the secondary objections... I'll just say the secondary part of this mission here, what we're doing with this Cloak and Daggers thing, is basically not to be spotted whatsoever. So if I decide... So if I hit the load again, it's because I will kind of want to earn that.
Didn't I tell you it was a stupid idea to let those Purity First assholes set up camp on our turf?
Yeah, but it wasn't our decision, so too bad. Besides, they paid rent like everybody else, so what's the big deal?
Come on. These fucks have...
I actually don't know what to do here. I've got no trank darts or stun rounds.
And all they're doing is getting us killed.
I'm just doing a save for safety. That's all. If I get spotted, I can just reload. Like I said, I just want to... I'm not big on usually on perfect runs, but considering that EXP counts a lot in this, that's not going to end well. Fuck. Let's go again. Yeah, like I said, you want to grab as many EX points as you can, because basically if you don't, you could be short-handed. And I remember a certain part in the game where it does help to have certain upgrades. Now the upgrades that I'm hinting at, I've got no idea what they are. I'll have to double check what they are.
Like everybody else, so what's the big deal?
Come on. These fucks have been coming in here promising all sorts of glory and bullshit if we join. And all they're doing is getting us killed. After the way they fucked up their op in Milwaukee Junction, they should have just blown up that building sky high with every fucking robo-hogger inside it. Sanders is all talk.
Then why'd you bring them up?
So they're talking about Sanders. We met him in the last episode. He was the Purity First leader. So it looks like they've been hanging out around this crew here. And that's not going to end well either. I just realized. Yep. Shit. There's probably an easier way around them, but I can't picture it at the moment. It kind of sucks.
See? Didn't I tell you it was a stupid idea to let those Purity First assholes set up camp on our turf?
Yeah, but it wasn't our decision, so too bad. Besides, they paid rent like everybody else, so what's the big deal?
Come on.
I know this is
These
probably
schmucks
boring to
have been
some
coming
people,
in here
but this is
promising all sorts
sometimes
of
how I
glory
play
and
stealth
bullshit
games. Like,
if we
if
join
I was ever going
and
to
all they're
do
doing is getting us
Splinter
killed.
Cell
You're just jealous because they
on
never took
the
you.
After the way they fucked up their op in
channel,
Milwaukee Junction, they should have just blown up
you'll
that building
eventually
sky high
see
with
me
every
do a
fucking
lot
rubber
of
hog inside it.
like
Sanders is
perfect
all
stealth,
Then why'd you bring them up?
just purely because that's a game. That's a stealth pure game. God damn it. But yeah, with Splinter Cell, because of it being such a stealth game and that it relies you heavily on you to be completely in the darkness, especially the original ones.
See? Didn't I tell you it was a stupid
Then you
idea
get
to
conviction.
let those
Then
Purity
if you want to
First
go down a bit more down the
assholes
track
set
of
up
Splinter
camp on our
Cell, you
turf?
end up getting
Wasn't our decision, so too bad.
Conviction and Blacklist, which go like sort of full Jason Bourne,
These spunks have
for
been
better or
coming in here
worse.
promising all sorts of glory and
It's
bullshit
very
if we
odd to
join
think that
and all they're doing is getting us
Ghost,
killed.
is it Ghost Recon
They never took you.
After the way they
now
fucked up their
with
op in Milwaukee
Wildlands
Junction,
and Breaking
they should have
Point,
just blown up that
it's sort of
building sky high with
adopted
every fucking
that
rubber hog inside it. Sanders is all talk.
Splinter
Then why'd
Cell,
you bring 'em up?
considering that Sam makes an appearance, I think, in Breaking Point, voiced by the original voice actor, mind you, to Michael Ironside, which you can't go wrong there. It's such an iconic voice. I don't know the voice actor they got for Blacklist, but it just didn't work. I think it's because we had Michael Ironside as the voice actor for Sam for so long that
There ain't no one here, man.
you can't beat that, really. It's like sort of... Alright, so we gotta locate that DRB weapon cache. And try not to get spotted too. I know there's probably like a...
Hey, anyone there?
There's probably like a online somewhere a proper stealth build or some shit like that. That looked like it hurt. Yeah. Oh yeah, the physics of dragging a body around in this game are ridiculous. I've seen some very interesting physics when it came to this online. There was a video, not a video, but a YouTube channel by the name of Super Best Friends did a run of this game. It had to be a couple years now, but they ended up stuffing a pile of bodies in a single toilet stall. That was very interesting to watch, to see how much they could do it. But yeah, to date, this sort of game didn't really have, well, not this game, but games didn't really have dragging bodies physics. I know that once again with Splinter Cell, it wasn't until the later versions of the game you could knock somebody out, then pick them up and carry them with you and dump them off somewhere. But there was no dragging physics, so the fact that you could pile them up in a single corner, it was... Oh, he just nearly T-posed there. It was very fascinating to see if you could break it. I might try it later on. Well, maybe not now, but later down the track when I've got a good chunk of them in a single spot. Well, I've got no other options but to go through that. That's another one down. See, the thing is, I like knocking out guards. Some people like to ghost the entire thing, like wait to their movements, they get them down into a certain pattern. I'm sure speedrunners of this game can fly through entire sections without getting spotted once. But to me, it's if you knock out a couple of guards here and there and they don't wake up, it's more of a benefit too, because it means you got save points. Like, especially in a stealth game, you need save points where you know if you retreat back to it, you're not going to be caught out. I was seeing if that weapon stash was marked on the map somewhere. I guess not. So it's going to have me wandering around here for a minute or two. Once again, safety save. It's, like I said, it's dumb, but you don't want to see me going back to the start constantly. This is not one of those sort of games. There's a guard up there. What's he doing? Just slide back into the pipe. Oh, that was close. Now the question is, should I or shouldn't I? You also, just like a side note on the EXP, which is experience points. Trying to get him tucked up against the wall here. It's so dumb, but it's really cool. Yeah, you get, actually, I guess it's like a bad trade-off, really. Like, you kill somebody, you get less experience points, but if you knock them out, you get more. So it strives for you to be more stealthy, but has the option to go loud, which is always a benefit. Like I said, I think in the previous episode about Sniper Elite and Sniper Ghost Warrior, going loud is like your last resort in those sort of games. You don't go loud because you don't come out of it, and if you do, you're a very lucky bastard. Is he? Yep. And I don't know about you, but I had flashbacks to True Crime to Streets of LA. There's a scene in it. I can't remember the character's not first name, but the character's name in that game. But you have to investigate a Chinese, I think it's restaurant or something. No, hang on, it's not Chinese. It's Russian. I think it's like a Russian bathhouse or something. That's it. And one of the guards come out and takes a piss, and you knock him out, and he says it's a really dumb line, and I don't know why I remember it, but he says you have the right to soak in your own piss. So, like I said, I don't know why I remember it. It's just one of those really weird video game flashbacks. So we're doing alright so far, even though I'm gabbing on a bit. Oh shit. Fuck. Which one did it go off? It's definitely not that one. Fuck, they're very sensitive, aren't they? I can't even get close to them. I think I have to just like crawl. It's a load of them. Ooh, I got one. Fuck me. Why did I just decide to move quick there? Now, no one said the AI in this was the smartest. Come on, boys, what are you doing? Good question. This is where you have to sort of sit and wait and see what they do. Yeah, I'll try and take it quietly. I don't know if I should save it or not. I think I should. See, there's the option to punch through a wall too. I might, yeah, I might hang on to this. It seems like a better idea to hang on to it than go ahead with it. Trying to figure out what they're planning, how the AI is reacting. It's always interesting with these sort of games when you play stealth games on how certain characters, well, not characters but AIs in certain stealth games react. Like, you can play some games where the AI could be completely unforgiving and just be thorough as shit to find you out. And that's when you really have to be on your toes. I remember that being in Splinter Cell Double Agent, where there were good chunks of that game where you were basically a double agent trying to take down a terrorist cell from the inside out. And the only options you had was to collect espionage files or secret files for your fourth echelon, so that way they can get dirt on what's going on with this cell. So when those missions when you're in the hideout and you have to find these sort of things, I usually found them the most difficult because basically the AI in those sections, if they caught wind of you for any reason, they were very thorough in trying to look for you. And there wasn't a lot of places to hide either, so it was like it really puts you on your toes. Then you can sort of get other stealth games where the idea is stealth, but then you can sort of run through it. None come to mind, unfortunately.
All the media speculation surrounding that hostage situation in Detroit has just blown through the roof, thanks to the arrival of William Taggart, celebrity author and founder.
Trying to get his attention, see if he reacts to opening and closing doors. Yeah, I think we can sneak right past him and he'll be oblivious. You'd think he'd be on more edge, considering multiple explosions just went off inside the building. I wouldn't say it was a... One game does come to mind, but I would say that its stealth system is more of a learning curve than anything else, and it really asks you to be patient, which when you play this game you're not. And that the game I'm talking about is Payday 2, actually. Great game, without a doubt. It's a great game. A bit shafted on the console version, but you sometimes get that. It was very a PC centric game. I'd recommend anybody playing it, considering that.
Boss, is that back door still open?
No, good job. Frank just sent me the all clear. Now he's gonna find out who owns that abandoned factory. So hurry up and get to the clinic. As soon as he's found it, I want you ready to go.
Yeah, I was saying that about Payday 2 was that its stealth system, when it's in the hands of an expert, it's like watching art. Really is, on how quickly somebody moves in that game. But when you're learning it yourself, like I said, there's a learning curve and you have to be patient. It's not you can't run like the professionals do it in, so like YouTube videos or on Twitch or something like that. You really have to keep your wits about you, because the stealth system, sometimes it's the game, sometimes it's you, depending on the level. It comes down to the guards, security cameras and stuff like that. Like I said, it's a real gamble on that game, but if you have a good grasp of that level, you could probably stealth it no problems. And you actually get more. It's a really weird system, right? If you go loud in that game, you can actually probably get a lot. But if you decide to go stealth, you can actually get a lot more. Which is, I don't know, you kind of want more because it allows you to buy more weapons and stuff like that. But then, and masks and gear, and if you got the PC version, you've got the new hideout and the continental coins to deal with and stuff like that. Unfortunately on the console version, a lot of that's not there, and it's unfortunate. I don't think we will see it on there. I have my fingers crossed though that we will. There's a lot of updates for the PC version too that, like I said, it's probably going to see maybe one day on console. You don't know. Now I just remembered, yeah, I was mentioning that definitely play it if you can, because I think it's in a few years, 2024, 2023, I think it is. Might be wrong on those years, I'll have to double check that. Payday 3 is coming out, which I will be trying to get into the ground floor of, because I kind of missed out on Payday 2. I got into it when it had way too much DLC for its own good. Like, some of it's really good, some of it's, yeah, but it's a game that always delivered. Especially to a niche market. You couldn't, especially to a niche market, because it was never, I wouldn't say, a very popular game. It had its audience, but never like groundbreaking. One thing I kind of hope they don't do in the potentially new one for Payday 3 is lock content behind owning a certain game. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, it's on the console version it's fine. That's probably why I like playing the console version a little bit more. Not the fact I'm a console gamer, it's just something it's the one character, it's my only gripe with the game. It's that if you play it on the PC version, to have a character, unlock one of the characters by the name of Jacket, you need to own Hotline Miami 2. Unfortunately, where I live, that game was banned. For a very stupid reason too. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? Anyway, so they locked it behind a situation where you had to own the game, but you had to own the game, but you couldn't say you could play his Jacket and get his little bonuses and stuff like that. Unfortunately, like I said, being where I am, game banned, can't play the character. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, but I'm glad that at least on the console versions he was unlocked. The only thing I missed out on the console version was getting the Scarface back, so I don't like I said, it's a give and take situation, because I've got the Scarface collection on the PC, but I don't have Jacket. On the console I have Jacket, but no Scarface collection. It sounds so petty, and I'm thankful I got both versions of the game. To me, it just seems like if there was some way to unlock him without buying the game or getting my hands on the game, considering I loved Hotline Miami 1, I think I would have the complete collection except for the new DLC that came out for it on the PC. That's my little rant for today about certain games, but it's I'm sure there've been, as you're listening to this, there've been times when companies are locked out certain content or whatever because you live in a certain country or somewhere or something like that, and the content was locked because it was banned, or it's like, for example, there was a game that recently got banned in Australia. I'm not going to name the game. I know which one it is. But the reason they banned it, it was such on a petty reason that by now we should have moved on from. But they hold it up as some sort of dividing rod. And yet, like people have pointed out, you can see worse on the 5 o'clock news or movies or books or whatever. But I think to a degree in Australia, games are still held as this kids thing, not realizing that the majority of gamers are actually in their 20s and 30s now. It actually generally makes me mad and annoyed about the system. Yeah, what are you going to do, right? So what you saw me just do then was gave my pistol a ammo increase or capacity increase, so that way I can carry a lot more. I'm planning on making this this handgun probably like the ultimate weapon, so to speak. I will hang on to potentially other bigger things like the assault rifle or shotgun, or even the sniper rifle if it's still at my apartment, to, like I said, have fun with. It's just, you kind of, when the boss fights roll around, you kind of need something with a bit of more punch to it. And obviously I can't get out of there without being caught out, so I'm gonna potentially walk out the front door again like I did. Like, anyway, so talking about banned games in Australia, right? Here's one for you, Manhunt. Now, this game did copy a lot of bans around Australia, well, not just around Australia, but around the world. A little brownie break-in for you. You're not supposed to see this. Yeah, that's what happens when a game breaks. If I walk through it, I could probably fall through the floor and crash the game. So I'm just going to reload here and hopefully hope for the best that it gets reloaded back. Otherwise, we are stuffed. Like I was going to say, is that we've banned games in Australia, right? So Manhunt got banned around the world. Oh good, it loaded back. That game got banned in Australia for the reasons that you earned points for killing people. Now, if you look at Manhunt, you can sort of debate that. There are no points system in the game. There's a star system, but no point system. So I kind of, that was the first time I ever ran into a situation where I actually saw that on the news. I kid you not, I remember watching the news late at night and seeing a story about a game that rewarded you for killing people. Instantly caught my attention. They didn't mention the game in the story, but it had my attention. And then it didn't take me long to find out what the name of the game was. Now here's an interesting twist in the story for you when it comes to this ban. In Australia, the game was actually available for 2 weeks on shelves until a certain politician stepped in and ruined the whole situation. So it actually got classified in a weird sense that the game is actually worth a collector's item in Australia with the Australian rating on it. Like, it's easy to probably import the game from overseas. I kid you not. A lot of things like that around the world. You could probably do that from any country, anywhere in the world. It's very easy these days. So this is the basketball I talked about in the last episode. I don't know if you get anything for shooting in the hole, but give it a go. Did it go in? No. Oh, I might give it another go and then move on. So yeah, it's a weird twist in the story. Like I said, it is actually worth more with the Australian rating system on it in Australia than it is with the overseas marking on it. No, I'm gonna give up on this thing. Yep, let's move on. That's the story of Manhunt in Australia, so to speak. I saw a question on social media about it. Would you be... the question was basically, gave you 4 games. I think it was from Puppet Combo. It was Manhunt, Dino Crisis, Parasite Eve, and I can't remember the last one. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. But it was basically, you had to pick one if you wanted it remastered, right? For me, yeah, Dino Crisis, Parasite Eve, both really good games. But for me, it was going to be Manhunt, because if there was ever a time where a game could literally cause a stir and having people clutching at their pearls and you know, saying that the world's ending, cats and dogs are living together, it would be this game. I don't think Rockstar would ever make this game again, because they are making too much money at the moment with GTA Online. That's why I think it'll take thousands of years before the GTA 6 will ever come out. And those frickin' mines are back again. I'm going to try and take it very slow. No fast movements. Yeah. But yeah, if there was ever, like I said, if there was ever a game that could cause a stir, it would be Manhunt again. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised. I should really have a look around the indie market, like online, like itch.io and Game Jolt and other independent websites that hold independent games. That, to me, it would be very interesting to see if anybody's actually ever... if anybody's actually taken on a Manhunt styled game. Now, if you know one, please put it in the comments. I'd love to know what it is. Because when you played Manhunt, there was a very dirty and grimy feel to it. It's like you needed a shower right after you played it. And I think that was the first time I've ever played a game that actually gave me... well, not gave me, but... yeah, it gave me the feeling of something. Where I'd play, you know, the RPGs, your action games, your horror games and stuff like that. When it came to horror games, I had watched so many horror movies by this point that jump scares and stuff like that just didn't get me. It was just... Fuck me. There's another one in that room. It didn't scare me anymore. It was really hard for me to jump at a horror game. That's why I don't think I feel the suspense that some people may feel. Though, one game that did really one game that really did bring it out of me was PT, Silent Hills PT. Unfortunately, that's not on the marketplace anymore. And even when you watch footage of that game, it really does get on your skin a little bit. But like I said, with Manhunt, it was the first time I had played a game where you just felt it. If that makes sense. Now, as I've gotten older, I've played other games that have tugged at, not scared me, but they have tugged at the heartstrings a lot more. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but the ending of Bioshock 1, if you played the good ending and saved all the little girls, that tugged at the heartstrings for me when I first played it. It sounds dumb, but it was nice to know that there was a benefit that played off in that game. Other games, there were games that I actually generally hated. Like, I wouldn't. And then there were other games. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on not moving too fast. But then there were other games that you get happy. Like, there were certain parts in... what was it? There was a RPG game. It was a turn-based shooter with guns. Not XCOM. It was like a steampunky sort of thing. I actually can't think of it, but I can picture it in my mind. Renaissance, Resistance, something like that, along those titles. That there were certain points in that you just felt you were filled with joy because of how certain missions ended or the cutscenes, and you'd find yourself laughing at the comedic parts. That's what I like about video games. If a game gets it right, it can provoke feelings out of you. As dumb as that sounds, it's what a movie's supposed to do. It's what a game's not a game. What a book's supposed to do. Evoke a feeling. That's why there was this whole debate about video games art. Yeah, no, you can look at movies. Are they art? Are the books art? Sort of thing. Or even art in the art gallery. If it provokes a feeling out of you, is it art? And if it does, I say yes. Yes, it is. Because if you are generally feeling something from what you've just seen or experiencing, yes, that's art. Medium. Now, if you feel something else because you've watched something else, that's your business. Don't go one hand saluting everyone. Anyway, like, when it comes down to the debate of art, video games art, a couple of games that get thrown around a lot are Shadow of the Colossus and Ico. And rightly so. They're very beautiful looking games, even when they came out on the PS2. Even The Last Guardian was a beautiful piece of work. Unfortunately, I don't think The Last Guardian sold that well, which was a bit of a shame because it had been in development for so long that you kind of wanted to see it earn some, well, not earn, but achieve some sort of recognition. And then you get games like Shenmue, where the debate just goes out the window. I'm sorry, Shenmue fans, but it's true. The third one shot itself in the foot. Like, Shenmue's an entire other debate. Like, you can straight out say you hate it, or you can be a die-hard fan and you say you love it. I have no dog in this race, unfortunately. I just know that 1 and 2 are... well, not so much 2, but 1 is held very held in very high regard. And the idea is going to be a quadrilogy series of games, I think. Not going through there. Was going to be an interesting story arc. Like, as far as I understand, 3 doesn't even finish the story. Which, to be honest, I think they should have finished the story. Because, let's be honest, the way that 3 sold, it's going to be a very, very long time we see a 4th. But yeah, usually 1 and 2 are held up there in regard, especially the original Dreamcast version of Shenmue. But yeah, it's is it art? No. Is it a life simulator? Yes. You do more waiting in that game than you actually do playing it. Alright, I'm gonna stop picking on that game. There's enough people picking on it. It doesn't need me. Now, I am working on something. Now, every good game, like I said in the last episode, have to have a sewer section. So, I'm going to try and make a point of at least going in the sewers once every episode of Deus Ex. Why? Because why not? It beats going through some loading screens too. It can be quite annoying to go through that subway just to keep going to a loading screen here and there. O'Malley.
Yes. May I help you?
Actually, I've been told by a mutual acquaintance that it might be the other way around.
Were you followed?
I'm a professional. I know how things work. So if we can just skip Cloak and Dagger 101.
Well, you certainly look the part. Now let's see how well you can play it.
So what is it you need?
Straight to business. A rare quality these days. Tell me, are you familiar with local gangs?
More than enough to get by.
Perfect. Now, I warn you, this is not the cleanest of work, but your efforts will be well compensated. An associate of mine will leave a package for you in an alley on Grand River Road. You will retrieve this package and then use it to deal with a problem of mine. Permanently.
Who's the target?
Someone who won't be missed, I assure you. A ganger that goes by the name Double T. Hangs around in an apartment near Earl's Court. It's not likely that he'll be alone, just as it's not likely the people keeping him company will be of the pleasant sort. You can't miss him. He's got prominent and rather tasteless augmentations to his face and arms.
You're telling me you went through all this trouble to hire me, just so I can eliminate a banger?
That would be a tad overkill, I admit. No, eliminating the target with the weapon provided to you is only the first part of your assignment. Once you've dealt with Double T, I need you to sneak into Derelict Row and plant the murder weapon among the Baller's weapon stash. Unnoticed.
Kill a member of the Motor City Bangers, then plant the murder weapon in the rival gang's weapon stash. You're trying to start a war.
Hopefully.
Let's see
You're
if we can get
obviously a
more out of
powerful
him.
Man, and messing with you is probably a bad idea. I just want half the payment in advance to know I can trust you.
Don't pretend to know what I'd like to hear, my friend. I do not crave the attention of others, but I do admire your guts. Here's a gesture of goodwill.
Well, thanks for the 500 credits. Cheap money there. I want my MTV. Sorry. Dire Straits, if anybody was interested. So we've got all the evidence now to convict him. Let's go and see. Well, not all the evidence yet. We've got a good majority. Sorry, I misspoke. We still got to go and see Double T. Yay. A little bit more work. But it's a prevented gang war, so... Or a controlled gang war. Which reminds me, like, when you start talking about gangs and stuff, I don't know if anybody's actually sat down or not, but have you ever seen The Wire? That was, when it comes to cop shows, that is probably one of the best pieces of media for that genre. It's, yeah, phenomenal. Same with The Shield. Shield was really good too, but for more different reasons. Right, so I've got an idea to throw out to you all, if you're going to listen to me or not. Who knows, it might be the rantings of a crazy host. Anyway. I'm thinking about streaming 3 days a week. It looks like my recording laptop can handle it. I know laptops are not ideally the best thing to use for streaming, but when it's the only thing you have at hand, forgive me. 3 days a week. So how would you guys feel about my first game being streamed was Cyberpunk 2077 with the new patch and all that. It'd be on PlayStation 4 because that's what I got it on. Unfortunately, I was not lucky enough to achieve the holy grails of the consoles that came out last year. And I'm not paying scalpers for X amount of money that's overpriced online. So it'll be on the PS4. I've played it at launch. I didn't find it as broken as a lot of people did. It did have its glitchy moments, but not broken. So I am genuinely curious to go back to it to see what has been added and fixed. Because they were pretty good with the update notes. Whenever a new update came out, I think I left it on the console for 3 updates or something like that. They were pretty transparent about what was getting fixed and what wasn't. It wasn't like one of those things of check update history and you get an email, not an email address, but a website address saying go to this website to check for it. It's like, is it really that hard to fill in a few boxes? That or Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Now that'll be coming out in May, so that'll be a minute to wait for that. So how do you feel about either or? I'll probably go through, if I do Cyberpunk, I'll probably go through the character creation off stream, because I don't know if you could get away with a certain part in it. Oh shit, I gotta drop some stuff. So, for those who don't know, it's in the character creation. It's not as detailed as they promised, but it is pretty detailed to the point where you can pick your dick size. Yeah. Let that sink in for a minute. Yeah, so I don't know how I'd go about that. Like, do I blur that or just roll with it sort of thing. So, like I said, I might just tiptoe over that and go straight into the game. I'll sort of hit play. I'll go live once all the character creation is done, and sort of just give you a rundown what I've done, avoiding certain areas. It also extends to the women too, breast size and stuff like that. But yeah, I was kind of promised a more detailed system. I think there was a lot of promises made with that game, and a lot was broken, but it never stopped me from loving that game. It might have the fact that it had Keanu Reeves in it. That's beside the point. I was very psyched for the game when it first came out. I played it. I loved it. It was the only game to date that I actually went back and did a second playthrough of after I had finished it. The same night I finished it, I went straight back in with a new character and a new build. Nope, no one there. So now the more I talk about it, it's getting to the point where it's like, yeah, I kind of want to do that.
Got me a Hurricane T. MP-18 from Syrah.
That's sick shit, man. I didn't know Sarat carried those.
Double T cut him
I don't know how I'm going to tackle this. There's a lot of targets.
Turns out apartments in this dumb painting factory cheap.
Are they both... See, I don't think I have to act here with worrying about like setting off that they know that it was me. Like, to a fact, I'm undercover at the moment, acting as an assassin. So, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to lay waste to a bunch of people. Not in this game anyway. If this was Grand Theft Auto, it'd be a different story altogether. Alright, so it's like, as I'm thinking about it, like I'm getting more excited about streaming, like potentially streaming anyway. So I'm getting generally more excited about it. So if I was going to do 3 days a week, I'd have 2 days of Cyberpunk, then a third day of something, I guess, relaxing. Or, well, I'll put it this way, it wouldn't be a heavy game. It would sort of be like a lazy Sunday, like when I talked about, in one of the many episodes I've talked about, doing a lazy Sunday playthrough of a game, just something easy you can kick back on, have as background noise or whatever, and just enjoy yourself. I could probably maybe do that. That might be an option. Or I could do... Actually, I might leave that third day. Instead of doing a lazy Sunday, I might have that as a one-off video sort of thing. Right? And then have... Well, not a one-off video, but a recurring video whenever I've got time. But leave that third day as like a random day for whatever you want to see. Or maybe I've come across something like a good game or something. You know?
That's just fucked, man.
Or maybe just even a chatting day. Just to sit back and just have somebody to talk to for an hour or two, you know? Every now and then it's good to get it off your chest. I know what you're thinking, and I am planning this, but we both know it's not going to end well.
Gunshots!
That wasn't a gunshot, that was a taser. Where is he? Oh. Fuck. This is not going to end well. Oh, come on, I had... Ow. Damn it. I can see what's about to happen. The minute he came around the corner, yeah, I knew it was going to happen. It sucked. Alright, so we kind of got an idea of how many people were in there, at least.
Them D-Row cats is gonna get popped if they keep trying to tag over my shit.
Oh yeah? How so?
Got me a Hurricane TM.
So this gang is the, like I said earlier in the video, D-Row's the anti-aug augmented crew. These are the guys who love augmentations. But they probably get their augmentations off the harvesters.
That's far enough. Leave quietly and you won't get hurt.
Yeah, I can't leave, mate. Sorry. I think we're pretty safe to leave him here. Where's that third guy? Oh, he's in the kitchen. Ah, I see. Come on, where are you? You can leave the hot pocket alone. Come out. I want to talk to you. Oh, did you see him ice skate a little bit with his footing?
I don't know about this. Breaking into the cop shop?
Double T says we don't got no choice. If we want to face down the walls, we got the same firepower.
Somehow I'm able to do this so quietly that the other two
That's just fucked, man.
don't even notice me.
Feds. Look, somebody's slipping.
Right, that's one. Quick, 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 quick. What are we doing? It's coming around the corner. Oh, for
Run, you bastard!
fuck me. Stop moving. Let me get a straight shot on you. I'm out of ammunition now anyway, so... Here they come now. Oop, don't want to see it. Ah, shit. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Happened twice now. You can actually get eye shields that can blind that out if you need to. Right, that's better. Hang on a second, I've still got a full battery. And there's one left. Sorry, buddy. See, eventually, as the game progresses, you get less and less chances of doing stealth options, especially when you're investigating certain areas and stuff like that. Sometimes it's not even an option, you have to just go loud. That's what I mean when I said earlier you need a gun that sort of packs a punch. Where are they? Oh, okay, see it there. Like, curious where it was. I hate those split tracks because you don't know where it's going to go. At least with this one you sort of got an idea with the arrows pointing. Oh, they both feed into that shit. Quick, 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 come on.
Access granted.
Got it. So I'm not finding it. Oh no, here we go. It's not like they'll need these anymore. Oh! Look at all those trank darts I just picked up. Might grab my trank rifle just to have that on hand next time. There's also a dealer somewhere in one of these buildings anyway. I might have a look later. Take that. And that. Alright, so we should be able to make our way back to the undercover detective now, or officer. Hang on, that just... Oh, you must have heard the commotion.
You trying to scare me, Skinner? 'Cause you don't.
You must have heard the commotion upstairs and just decided to wield his shotgun. To me, it kind of reminds me of Postal 2. When you, depending on the neighborhood you're in, if you cause chaos, or one of the cops causes chaos, or just a general person causes chaos, everybody's got a weapon all of a sudden, especially when you get later into those weeks.
Did you get everything? We have to get that son of a bitch, Jensen.
We got everything.
I think I have everything.
Excellent, Jensen. I knew I could trust you. You identified the shipment completely unnoticed, and my guys got their hands on Double T. Awesome job. What else you got?
I'll give her the crossbow.
Here's the weapon used in the dealer's murder. Hope you can make good use of it.
You bet, big boy. I've got a feeling O'Malley's guy will become a lot more receptive to interrogation once he knows I can pin this murder on him.
I paid a little B&E visit to O'Malley's apartment. There was a second shipment of weapons, government issue. I don't know how he got his hands on that type of hardware, but the man's got reach.
Great work. Found something else?
I found a stash of illegal drugs. Not much, but enough to get him convicted.
Good. The more dirt we dig up on that asshole, the better our chances to put him away for good. Got anything else?
I managed to hack into his personal account. I think you might want to check any connection O'Malley has with FEMA. There's definitely something going on there.
My God, Jensen. With all you've uncovered, you've probably provided us with months of legal investigation. What's next? You're gonna tell me you found proof he's got free satellite TV?
No, that about covers it. I think O'Malley's plan was to start a controlled gang war between the derelict road ballers and the Motor City Bangers. You might want to check into that.
Really? All right, I'll keep that in mind when I review all the evidence. Well, that's it. You did a great job. Here's the stuff I promised you. We've got more than enough to nail him now, and I want to make a move before that son of a bitch gets wise. But I ain't got no backup, and I doubt he'll go down peacefully. You've already done the bulk of the job. You want to put the finishing touches on yourself?
Of course we do.
It'll be my pleasure.
Perfect. My contact tells me O'Malley's gone back to his apartment. Go get him. I'll be waiting for you in the alley near the building once you've taken care of that scumbag.
Alright, let's go visit O'Malley. Yeah, well, like she said, we've already done the bulk of the work. We may as well finish it ourselves. Otherwise, it's just dumb. See it through. Oh, he lives in... Oh, that's right. We've already been to his apartment, right? Well, of course we know where he lives. O'Malley, we'd like to talk to you.
Mr. Jensen. Don't know why I didn't recognize you the first time. Here to make sure your treachery is complete?
Yes. Now let's be cold.
You play a dangerous game, O'Malley. Manipulating people, killing them. What's happening here shouldn't come as a surprise. It's an inevitable consequence.
In the end, it seems you and I aren't so different, Mr. Jensen. You too seem to consider this world only through cold, hard facts.
Whatever. I'm here to arrest you. I strongly suggest you consider a peaceful resolution.
I'm afraid I won't be able to comply, Mr. Jensen. But allow me to make you a different offer.
Alright, let's hear it.
I'm listening.
I don't resent you for what you did. You played your cards and alliances well, and it's something I can respect. Still, it doesn't mean that I accept defeat. I'm willing to transfer to you a rather enviable sum in exchange for my freedom.
I don't think so. No more games. You're going down.
So be it.
Let's end it quickly. Alright, let's make our way back and wrap all this up, eh? Then we've got two more things to do.
So? What happened?
He looked a bit tired and it made him grumpy. He's asleep now. All that's left to do is go in there and cuff him.
I've always liked your style, Jensen. I know I've said it a couple of times already, but thanks. You've done a really good thing today. It's been a pleasure working with you again. Just like old times, eh? Good luck with, well, whatever it is your cute ass is working on these days.
Yes, my ass is cute, isn't it? Alright, so what I'm going to do is do the punch through the wall. It's tempting to get other things. We'll get punched through the wall and be able to see through wall. That was it, yep. Beautiful. I need to upgrade the batteries too, so that might be something I'll focus on next. We'll do the last side quest here, and then we'll move on to the last main mission thing in this general area before the next big mission comes along. And if you've been following the story, you know exactly who we are going to visit.
I see you got my message, Cabron.
Sanders. You're taking a risk meeting this close to Seraph headquarters.
Same risk as you, considering you're the one who let me go. But I don't plan to stick around that long.
Yeah? So what's this about?
I did some house cleaning after the plant. And I turned up some intel on that gearhead motherfucker who used me and my brother. Chink left a pocket secretary behind. Don't say who he was working for, but it's got access codes, names, shit like that.
Why are you giving it to me?
Maybe I don't like feeling like I owe you. Or maybe I figured I'd send a snake to kill a snake. Take or to leave it, pendejo. Either way, my debt is paid.
I think that's the last time we actually ever see him in the story too. That's if I remember correctly. Right, now we've got to go to the limb clinic. David's been harassing us about it, so we might as well get it out of the way now. It was kind of good to have one of the other main missions to switch off that satellite was in the same area. We had to find that secret stash of weapons, so That was sort of like killing two birds with one stone. Still amazed even now when I look at the city. It's one of the things that's been well modeled. I really enjoy looking at the world of Deus Ex. Now, if you remember correctly, there was talk about a potential secret weapon, or weapons, because there was a protest outside the limb clinic. Not gonna mess around, just go straight to it. See what's inside this locker room, or locker shed, whatever you want to call it. Couple of beers, cool, and a radio. Yeah, nothing. I'm trying to see where would, like, if that's where it was, alright, my guess it would be up there somewhere, like at that window there. That's my guess. Imagine being one of these security watching on the street and just see me jumping around trying to get over places. You'd think I've lost my mind or something. Barrels will help. Get up on that shelf. Will you? Hang on. There's a credit chip there. Thank you. A little bit more platforming for you. How annoyed would you be if that was your car? You come out and you see a giant barrel sitting on top of it. For no apparent reason. I think I need another barrel. Let's go get one. Alright, here we go. And did we pick the right window? No. Nice 2D photo, but no, not the room we were talking about. Now there might be something over there though. No, it's a level 4. We might give it a miss for the moment. We don't have any practice kits or upgrade kits at the moment, so we'll give that one a miss. Like I said, the next ones will go for batteries regardless.
These limp people.
Always looking like the badass.
Mr. Jensen, David Seraph told me you'd be dropping by. I've just been reviewing the test results we received on you last week.
Should I start rolling up my sleeves?
Surprisingly, no. I see no trace of glial tissue buildup in any of your charts.
It's been 6 months, Doc. Shouldn't I be under opposing shots by now?
One would think, but these test results show no signs of implant rejection. If anything, the bond between tissue and electrodes seems to be getting stronger.
So I'm free to go?
Well, Mr. Seraph did ask me to discuss another topic with you. You are aware that several precautionary measures had to be put into place during your first surgery?
Not all of my implants were switched on, I know.
The damage caused by the hematoma had to be taken into account. Your brain needed time to recover, to get used to the mechanical neural processors and turn them on naturally over time.
Cut to the chase, Doc. What does Seraph want?
He feels that you might be ready to speed up the activation process using special software known as Praxis kits.
You mean I don't have to wait for my augmentations to kick in naturally anymore?
You can, if you prefer. But Mr. Seraph did make a generous donation to LIM in your name, thus ensuring that Praxis software linked to your particular neuro enhancements would always be available to you and you alone. Please, take a look.
So I'm gonna buy a couple now for like I said, the batteries. Then after that I should be good to go wild with other upgrades. Yeah, good.
Very well, Mr. Jensen. Use it in good health.
Yeah, alright, cool.
Protesting is not against the law.
And with that, we've reached the end of another showing. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed it. And until next time, good night.